Alrighty, it is time for Duelist Kingdom action, and in this one, Bonz takes on Axel. So Bonz, he has had a little bit of an upgrade to his deck. Some of his really weak monsters got taken out. I'm talking Mech Mole Zombie, I think was one of them. I think there might have been like a 700 or 800 attack that was also removed. Ryu Koki and another zombie called Red Ogre, I think. I think it's like 2700, 2800, something like that. So it should at least give Bonz a little bit more of a competitive edge, give him a little bit more power, which is basically what his deck has been lacking so far. So Axel has started off with Flame Dancer. He's got Flame Champion there. He's also got his twin-headed Fire Dragon. Axel's deck is... it's actually quite good. I don't think there's any 7-star monsters in Axel's deck. I think they're all 6 stars. So Bonz has started with Blackland Fire Dragon, part of his fusion for, I think it might be Skelgen. But 1500 takes off the Flame Dancer, and Axel's in early trouble here because he's got 2 5-star monsters. Oh, Fire Yaru. That could get to 2000 with Rush Recklessly, and I guess Axel's going to have to play it because he hasn't got anything else. Okay, so Axel elected not to attack. Oh, Patrician of Darkness from Bonz. So Axel elected not to attack, instead opting to put the Rush Recklessly face down on the field. It's not a bad move, but Axel may have been able to keep Fire Yara on the field because Bonz wouldn't have been able to tribute to get Patrician of Darkness on the field if Blackland Fire Dragon was destroyed. But both monsters destroyed. Axel has drawn 1 day of peace, which is very lucky for him. In terms of life points, and Charcoal Impachi. 2100 defense. So, as we know, Axel's deck is made mostly, actually I think they're all Pyro monsters. Flame Champion I have on card. I believe one of the earlier cards I pulled out of booster packs too. Bonz went for Wasteland there, but Axel is going to use Magic Jammer. Otherwise Bonz would have a 200 point buffer, which can make the difference. Bonz now activates Shard of Greed. He's got 7 cards in hand. And throws down a face down spell or trap. Make that 2. 5 cards in hand. He has gone with the Dark Assailant. So that's a 1200. Axel's 2100 though defense. That is definitely going to be more than enough for the Dark Assailant. No life point changes though. That's due to the effect of 1 day of peace. Now, twin-headed Fire Drag. Oh, there's Flame Cerberus as well, or Cerberus. I think it may be more said, but that was a common fusion in Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories as well. Flame Cerberus. I think you could do that in most of those early games. Duelist of the Roses too. Pyro and a Beast. Anyway, the twin-headed Fire Dragon has gone after the Dark Assailant, so if that attack hits, it'll be 1000 points off Bonz. He's down to 7,000. He's got no monsters on the field, so it is now his turn. If Axel loses twin-headed Fire Dragon though, he could be in trouble because he's only got Flame Cerberus in hand, which is another 6-star. Bonz has gone with a face-down defense. Turn change back to Axel, who draws Thunder of Ruler, which also is a pretty good card as well. Just going to quickly check, where are they on the table? As twin-headed Fire Dragon in for the attack, it's Poison Mummy, which will do a little bit of life point damage to Axel. Bonz he's 30th, so he is 3rd last. Axel is 10th at 3 and 2. I think Bonz is 1 and 5. No, 1 and 4. 1 and 4. So you would almost bank that Axel would win this one, being such a vastly different spot on the table, but you never know. So 7,500 life points for Axel, 7,000 for Bonz. Axel draws Mr. Volcano. Twin-headed Fire Dragon in for the attack again. It's on the Dragon Zombie one. Basically Bonz's Bonz' main attacking monster in his anime duel with Joey. Bonz still has 5 cards in hand, but he's just throwing down defenses for the moment. Axel's got a Thunder of Ruler there if he gets in trouble as well. Bonz with another defense. And now turn change again, back to Axel, who draws Negate Attack. Again, a very useful card as well. Even if Axel loses Twin-Headed Fire Dragon, it is very likely that he will be able to get one of those, either Flame Cerberus or even Mr. Volcano, back to the field. They are both 2100. Ghoul with an Appetite is destroyed. That's another good monster for Bonz as well. He's lost 2 of his 1600s. But Axel just has the advantage right now. Turn change back to Bonz. Still maintaining that 5 cards in hand. He's still got those 2 face downs, but they haven't done him anything so far. Still equal on life points though, or just about. And oh, Bonz didn't play any monsters down there. So either he has run out, or it's about to turn very bad for Bonz. 22 and 6 is 2800, so that will leave Bonz at 4200 if these attacks hit. And you got to say that Axel is looking set to potentially take this first match. Bonz, he has struggled. His deck was made a little bit too weak to kick off. He did have some good duels though. He actually beat Bandit Keith, who is like 2nd or 3rd on the table, which was an absolutely shocking result, but it does happen with these decks that we've designed. Flame Viper was drawn, but now the Hinotama Soul departs. So this would be 4300 altogether, so if Bonz can't block these attacks, and he does, Wabaku. So 4300 combined would have wiped out the rest of Bonz' 4200 life points. He's got 6 cards in hand. He's maybe got one more turn to try and turn this around. Lays down another spell or trap. Oh, and Call of the Haunted. So he'll be able to bring back one of his fallen zombies. He's selected Patrician of Darkness. Now, if Bonz was able to have Wasteland on the field, it might be a different story, because Patrician of Darkness would have been 2200 as well, but Axel managed to catch that with a Magic Jam in an earlier turn. Flame Viper now has come to the field, and again with Thunder of Ruler and Negate Attack on the field, Axel has got so much back rank defense. And Bonz, has flipped up final attack orders. Maybe knows that he may be running out of options here, Bonz. The final attack orders actually works the same as Bonz' defense paralysis as it was portrayed in the anime. It was a stop defense, but it was continuous. I believe we actually took stop defense out of Bonz' deck and left him that final attack orders to simulate that effect that he had in that match with Joey, as Axel activates Thunder of Ruler. The Bonz down to his last 1500 points. But with 6 cards in hand, he's played another defense, and be interesting to see what he has in his hand. He does have a few bad 5-star monsters, Crawling Dragon, Zanki, for example. The Kuru Rider's a fusion that he has. So, he does have a couple of those cards that can potentially clog up a hand. The Snake Hair, which will be put to attack mode because of final attack orders. But it will appear that Bonz will concede this first match. But it's not over for Bonz yet. He could get back into this. He could win 2 in a row. You never know. So Axel is up 1-0, and as we change over here. Comments from last night in the match between, there was Zane and Keith, and there was Cyrus and Mako, who Cyrus and Mako played an absolute classic. Drawing while talking, Demi Henning, Torrin Johnson, who also agrees we need a remaster of Duelist of the Roses. I still have my PS2, such an epic game. There's a reply on that as well. Was Duelist of the Roses not released with that early days thing? It wasn't. The early days was mostly Game Boy Color games. Duelist of the Roses was PS2. Because I was hoping that Forbidden Memories would have been put on Yu-Gi-Oh! Early days, but that wasn't, and that was PS1. So, unfortunately, no, it wasn't on early days. I really do hope they do a re-release or a revamp of some kind of Duelist of the Roses at some point. Fire Yaru now comes to the field for Axel, so it's one of the early cards he started with in the last duel as well. I actually missed what Bonz played face down. Emperor Pikachu as well, Kodos Kopos, who actually made a, oh, there it is, it's Wandering Mummy. Oh, so Bonz wins defensively. Ah, there's that Red Ogre as well. That Red Ogre has an effect, but I've forgotten what it was. I think when it's summoned, it can send cards back to the hand or something. It's actually a really good effect. Being 7 stars, oh, it was just up there for a minute there. Kodos Kopots pointed out, I realised that Keldo's effect, although horrible, can be used to weaken monsters who gain points from monsters in the graveyard like Shadow Ghoul. That's actually a really good point. Keldo could come in very useful against a player like Rebecca to weaken Shadow Ghoul. Or, oh, there's Offerings to the Doomed from Axel. Bonz has Magic Jammer, and he plays it. Oh, you don't want to get rid of Red Ogre though. No, he's thrown Skull Lair. I wish the cursor would stay on Red Ogre just for more than a second so I could reread its effect. You know what, I do have Google, don't I? I do have a phone in my hand, as Fire Yaru has gone to defense mode. Red Ogre. Oops. Red Ogre, Yu-Gi-Oh! There he is. When this card is normal summoned, you can send any number of cards from your hand to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards on the field, return those targets to the hand. So yeah, you gotta basically discard your hand to use the effect. So it does come with its cost, but being that it's, what is it, 2800, it is pretty strong. So you may lose your hand, but you can just yeet all of your opponent's cards back to the field. And Bonz has he's got 2 monsters on the field now. He's also got Violet Crystal. Axel, oh, for a tribute, it is Flame Cerberus. And, well, poor Bonz, he was very close. He's got Mask of Weakness. I did miss that going down, so that will put Flame Cerberus down to 1400. Bonz gets the win. Now, what do you do with Fire Yaru here, Axel? You might as well destroy them both. That's usually the play that we see. Get rid of one of the opponent's attacking monsters. No Red Ogre so far, but Axel is completely defenseless here. Bonz does have Corroding Shark. And now he has Sword of Dark Destruction. Now, Red Ogre's not a Dark type, it's an Earth type. So, only Violet Crystal can actually power it up. 11 and 15 is 26. So Axel will be down to 5100, and Bonz is looking good for this one. We may get a tie-up here. Kevin Whitting also said, have you ever considered adding players like Raphael, Valen, Alistair, or even Darts? Those decks would be interesting to see. A little while back on the channel's history, it's a few months ago, but we did do a mini knockout tournament with Seal of Ori Kalkos. I think I might have called it Seal of Ori Kalkos Knockout Tournament. And we did tried out Raphael's deck with the Guardians, it's actually a fun deck. It's not a very good deck, but it is actually quite a fun deck to watch. I actually considered Raphael for this tournament, but I thought, you know what, I'll put him in the next one. And look at that, Red Ogre's effect comes into place. Axel's face down has gone back to his hand. 3100 now for Red Ogre. This is a little bit of a boost that Bonz needed. He's got Ryukoki stalking around in his deck somewhere too. Now Valen, his deck doesn't actually exist. So the deck that he used in the anime, they're not actual cards. Like, you know, you see cards every now and then get played. Arcana had quite a few. We've seen Kyber play one with Negative Energy Generator in the very first episode. Pegasus played a couple. a couple of anime cards that were never actually real cards because they were anime effect cards. They don't really work in the real game. Well, that's pretty much Valent's entire deck. So for us, wow, there goes Axel as Bonz. I think Bonz may have played that final attack orders or something, but Bonz has picked up a win against a pretty good opponent here, and we're 1-1. So, maybe Bonz can get a win, which will certainly increase his draft stock. Super rush recklessly. Target one beast monster you can. I saw destroy monsters. Maybe that'll be good for Chumley's deck. We did create Darts' deck in that tournament, the Silvari Kalkos mini tournament that we had a few months ago. Darts' deck, again, only about half of his deck actually exists. Alistair, I think we put a couple of his cards in, but again, a lot of those Silvari Kalkos decks, their cards don't exist. So they were very difficult decks to put together, but definitely I would like to use their characters to portray like an archetype or something in a future tournament. Like Valen could do like a good psychic deck. Darts had Great Serpent Gare, which is actually a pretty terrible card. Raphael's got the Guardians. They were all real cards. The Guardians are, but to answer the question, we have tried them out before. The only one that really worked true to the anime was Raphael, but I could see Darts having like a what's those monsters? As Monster Reborn is played. I can't think of what monsters they are, but Darts, it's his challenge deck on this game. Oh, the Aromage. They kind of, they don't really suit Darts, because they somewhat do. But yeah, they're difficult decks to put together. Shout outs to Sukowski as well, who says, can't decide on a winner, but he reckons he's pulling for Chumley as, what did that knock off? Oh, negate attack. Destroyed by the, by that Mystical Space Typhoon. Bonz has got that, I was just about to say, that Crass Clown. Axel wants to get rid of that. Blazing Apache is a very good card to draw early on with its 1850. Someone did say something about Keith having Mechanical Chaser being 1850 and being a bit too strong. 1850 is very strong for Duelist Kingdom era, of course, but a few players do have 1850s, so Keith's not the only one. Pegasus is Flying Elephant, Axel has Blazing Apache, and I think there might be another one floating around somewhere. An 1850. Alright, Burning Algae is targeted by Snakehair. Oh, now Axel's drawn Burning Spear. This is going to be tough for Bonz. Axel's drawn a pretty good starting hand. There goes Burning Algae. I think that'll give Bonz 1,000 life points. Yeah, Burning Algae. If you have a Gus fan, it's not too bad. But, so Sukowski said, wondering who everyone thinks will win the tournament. I can't still pick one yet, but pulling for Chumley. Drawing While Talking said Johnny Steps, hopefully. Well, Johnny Steps, he's actually quite a fun deck to watch, the one that we made for him. Another few players that I would like to put in tournaments as well are the players that were in that that series. You had the that lady duelist that went up against Yugi. Again, I can't remember her name, but in the episode she had a copy of Slifer the Sky Dragon in her hand. It was that business guy that was. Oh man, I cannot remember I've only seen that arc like once, so I can't remember I can't even remember what his name was. No, it's gonna drive me nuts. Super Palco as well said, I'm not even sure did Basham win any of his duels in the show. I think he won his first one. I think he won against Chaz. The reply. And that's a new name as well. Aham Kira said a 39.96 win percentage over 15 duels, if I recall correctly. That's for Bastion. Which, well, Bastion was portrayed as like a really strong player, and I am watching this match. I'm not commentating a lot of the moves. There's Armored Zombie. Armored Zombie has come to the field, but watching this third match, Bonz is getting absolutely pasted. He's gone after Monster Egg, which, I mean, with a 2400 and a 2250, I think Bonz may be gone on the next turn, yeah? Oh no, not quite. It depends what Axel draws. 1 day of peace. So 1500, so that'll do 9 plus 2250. We'll leave Bonz with 1350, I think. 1550, close enough. Joe Lowe's as well. So that when him would go to Mallorca in Spain, him and his brother would get fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And prime example being the picture in the card for the US Moki Moki King. But the name is, it's a huge scorpion with an evil soul. You get some fake Pokemon cards as well that looks so funny. I actually want to do a series like I do with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I want to do it with Pokemon cards. But there's no like Pokemon game that is like this one. So anyway, Mr. Volcano has come to the field. Bonz does have a face down, but I don't think it's going to do him much good unless Bonesy wanted to play a Mirror Force, which he doesn't have. Rush recklessly goes onto the Firestorm Monarch at 3100, and Bonz is done. Also a shout out to SCH292, who said, imagine if Dark Hole was in the tournament. I took the Dark Holes out to prevent field sweeping, so if a player had played really good for the whole game and set their field up nicely, they don't just get everything absolutely slaughtered by a Dark Hole. Well, this one's over. Bonz, he got 1 win. Axel won 2, so he still picks up the season point. No bonus point because he didn't win 3-0. But Bonz did get a win, which has been a rarity, which is good to see that Bonz's deck is competing a bit stronger. So maybe in some coming weeks, Bonz can finally pick up his second win. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed Axel vs Bonz as I stand on my headphone cable and nearly yank them off my head. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, take care, farewell.